We need to keep talking about what's going on in Ukraine. This scene does it as well as any. Let's take a look. Hello everyone, it is Tom, it's FANzine Live. We are doing World Zines today. I am not entirely sure where this zine originated, but it relates to war that is going on in Ukraine, where Russia has invaded Ukraine, and the Ukrainians are putting up a valiant effort to preserve democracy and freedom over there and to forestall further Russian expansion into Europe. As such, I'm going to call this a world zine. I'm going to base this out of Kiev, but I really don't know where exactly it's from. And that's because I ordered this online. And this is a zine for Ukraine. I ordered it online. It's a digital zine. If you haven't figured yet, I really don't care for digital zines. I like tactile. I'm a Luddite when it comes to my zines. I want to have them so I can read them like a book and see all the nice stuff in them. So what I did was I bought the zine online. It's a fundraiser, and I'll have a link for it in the show notes. What I did with this was I sent it down to my favorite little copy shop, and my buddy Rick did me up really well. And so the quality of this print is only as good as what he gave me. So he gave me a nice gloss stock, beautiful whites, and this full color zine with what looks to be a watercolor front and a photograph back with of course, the sunflower motif. That's a heavy motif with Ukrainian art. This all just looks beautiful. This is a printout of the digital zine at full size. He went a little smaller to make it fit the conventions of a 5.5 by 8.5 digest, which includes the margin. So my guess is it's really more like that. So you can see roughly how much he had to tear off. But it doesn't affect the book whatsoever. It's still a gorgeous looking zine. And it's a powerful one. We need to keep talking about Ukraine. We need to keep sharing how truly tragic this is for those who live in Ukraine. After going through the different participants, you then jump into your discussion of how it's been after 3 years. These are statistics that were taken from official sources, talking about Ukrainian civilians killed, civilians injured, soldiers that have died, soldiers wounded, innocent Russians that have been imprisoned, how many political prisoners there are currently in Russia. And it says it's unbearably painful to see these figures. Just think about them and everything else, the way Russian army tortures Ukrainians like fascists. We need to have these discussions. We need to use every tool at our disposal, zines being right up there with everything else, so that we can have truth brought to light on what is an area where information is so cloudy. What's going on in Russia and Ukraine is probably some of the most consequential stuff that's happening in the world right now. So then they talk about how Russians basically have been able to denounce people to the point that they've stifled dialogue. They've also talked about how the Russians take Ukrainian soldiers hostage and torture. And then also the challenges of the extent done to Ukraine. And it says here, I'm constantly consumed by thoughts I should be doing more to stop what is happening, but today I realize I've already taken the biggest step. I left Russia. Not by choice, not to my benefit, but from that moment on, I stopped supporting a fascist country. No war. And then we've got a sketchbook illustration piece, and this is the recitation of the numbers that we had on the prior page. It looks like Trump wearing a clown outfit because he's getting played. Oh, this is him thinking he's playing the president of Ukraine. You see the Ukrainian soldier missing a leg. The Russians, fascists, taking away the anti-war protester. A little tribute to Alexei Navalny, the last real political competitor to Putin, who in the end died, I think we could probably say was murdered in prison. A little bit of the protest. And this is where the zine gets crazy. Look at these collages. How the Russian propagandists, the barbed wire, using headlines from like Wall Street Journal and some of the other major magazines and newspapers, showing in the background some of the damage that's been done in Ukraine, overlaying the people of Ukraine who are just, I mean, they're in tough shape right now. But every headline in here, you can read it and you can see exactly what's going on. And they do it again in the next page. And notice here it said, stop now. This one, you've got the overlay of the tears. Just incredible. Russian accused of genocide. Yachts on the move. What rich Russians are doing to escape the war. Wow. Then we've got a couple poems. And you've got it in English, and then you've got it in Cyrillic. So I'm presuming this is Ukrainian. Could be Russian, but I don't know either language well enough to be able to say, but those are Cyrillic characters. Then you get what appears to be a child's or a childlike comic. But look, even there, I mean, you've got it saying, screw war. Yippee, the war is over. Look how you've got your sunshine and your flowers and the little dinosaurs all happy. Darkness goes to war and hope. And then a really gorgeous watercolor. Wow. This is a fundraiser. I will put a link to the fundraiser in the show notes. You will, for I think it's like a $3 minimal donation, you can get yourself a digital copy of the zine and some stickers related to the Ukrainian cause. Slava Ukraine. We're rooting for you folks. Hopefully the powers that be in the United States continue to support Ukraine in resisting the aggression in Russia. That's today's World Zine here at FANzine Live, a zine for Ukraine. Let me know in the comments what you think. Have you ever seen any others that present either a Ukrainian perspective or perhaps another perspective on a human condition like war? I'd love to hear what you think about this type of stuff. It's very different than superhero comics or funny animal comics or quasi-manga comics. This is real life, and I think we need to talk about it. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course share with your friends. Not only because it's a good zine to take a look at, but also in this case because we are going to try to support our friends over in Ukraine. Again, thank you for watching. This is Tom. This is FANzine Live World Zines. I will catch you next time.